This is Steven with Mod in Japan, and today we're here to answer a question that I get a lot of from the Lexus community. And that's, how do I improve the handling performance of my GSF and RCF? It feels unstable at high speeds, and the rear feels like it hops around. And in the case of 4th Gen GS models, how do I improve my ride quality? My OEM suspension feels harsh. Now the answer to that question is CKS coilovers. But how is it even possible that coilovers can improve on OEM ride quality and even improve on the handling of sportier models such as the GSF and RCF? To understand this, we first need to take a look at how these cars come from the factory, specifically in the rear. What the GS, RC, and IS models all share in common is that they have a divorced rear suspension setup. If you're unfamiliar with how a divorced rear suspension setup works, don't worry, let's go over it now. In a divorced suspension setup, the spring, colored in red, is completely separate from the shock damper, which is colored in blue. The spring is held in place with cups, one on the chassis and the other on the lower control arm. The weight of the car keeps the spring in place, which acts as a kind of preload, albeit an inconsistent one, especially when it decompresses, because the spring takes the big hits and the damper levels it all out. Now in a traditional coilover setup, the spring again in red is together with a shock damper in blue, as a complete assembly working as one. The spring preload is controlled by the spring perches, so no matter what happens, you maintain a consistent preload on the spring, whether during compression or decompression. As a result, you have far greater control, adjustability, and consistency, which results in better handling. Also, it's a lot easier to do height adjustments with a true coilover than using other kits that do not convert the rear. With CKS coilovers, your rear is converted from a divorced setup to a true coilover, which is essentially an upgraded re-engineering of how the rear end behaves. So let's talk a little bit more about the features on these coilovers. Firstly, the base of this setup is a monotube damper that is 24-way adjustable and controlled by this knob. As you spin this knob, it opens and closes, depending on the direction, an iris in a piston with a series of shims that restricts or opens the flow of oil and nitrogen gas between chambers. The result is a softer or stiffer ride quality. They come with rubber mounts pressed into 6061 T6 aluminum upper mounts designed for durability and stability and a lifetime of use. Height adjustment is controlled by an adjustable lower bracket that you raise and lower by spinning on the threaded damper body and lock in place with a locking perch. The lower mount connects to the lower control arm with a forged lower mount. These coilovers come with SAW 9254 springs, but optionally can be upgraded to Swift springs. To increase damper life, they include an integrated dust boot to protect the damper seals from debris. To keep all the components together, you use a spring perch and 2 locking perches to keep the spring and lower bracket in place. Lastly, if you'd like to raise and lower your car in command, we offer a compatible front air cup kit by Stance Parts that works perfectly with these coils. Now that's about it for this video. If you have any questions or ideas for our next video, please let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video and want to see more, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. We appreciate your support. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.